Hello, it's been a while. I'm starting a new series about what to do about writer's block. So this is the first video in that series. I'm not going to say everything about what to do about writer's block in this video. If this seems like it only touches on the subject, that's because there are more videos to come to go more in depth. First, main idea. Depending on your writing style, what you think of as writing is not one practice, but many. Examples. Writing can be world building, taking notes on developing a character. It could be working out the rough sketch of a plot. It could be purely grammatical, proofreading, checking spelling. You can start by making a list. What are the different modes that you go into when you write? There is, of course, the coveted, highly creative, conceptual mode where you have a new idea for a story. You're starting out, you are writing, taking notes on where you want that story to go, what you want the characters generally to be like, and this mode of writing, it is the best time to not think about refining it at all. If you think about all the hours you spend writing, that highly conceptual creative mode is just a small portion of those hours. A lot of times writer block happens because we need that mode in order to have material to work with. If we have the material, then we can refine, we can change, we can switch things out. It makes it a lot easier. It takes the demand off needing to create out of thin air more material. One of the best things you can do about writer's block is take care of it when the opposite is happening. If you're in a creative mode, conceptual mode, maximize it. Try to use that time to create as much material for yourself to work with later. So don't actually write out paragraphs. Just take notes. Just jot things down and know that the more of this new material you generate, you can use. You can still check grammar, do a draft. If you have a draft, write a redraft. Go and try to pick better words, grab a thesaurus, and try going and finding new words to say what you've already written, what you've already said, what you've already written down. But realize this is a totally different mode than just sitting down and the words start flowing. If you have a writer's block, this may be a great time to go back and clean house. Oh my gosh, writing, it can be so cathartic. It can be cathartic, relieving, reviving, to go over your old writing and clean house. Do a final draft on one of those old pieces and get it done, and you can put it online and take it off your hard drive. Try this. Come up with a new practice that goes under the label of writing. Try journaling again. Take a walk and write about your walk. Something that is light on creativity and you feel like the gears are still turning. You're still working with language, you're still working with description. You're not trying to pull things out of thin air so much. Contemplate this idea though. When people say they have writer's block, they're usually talking about being blocked from just one or maybe two of those modes. What about the other modes? The more modes of writing that you consider as tools in your toolbox, the more you are able to create strategies to make it through this period. Writing is a craft. You're making something. You are building something. The same way someone will make a new cabinet. Yes, they go through a phase where they draw the pictures and they get an idea of what they want the cabinet to be like, but it gets to a point where they're just sanding, you know? So if you're just looking at the grammar or trying to make a sentence more clear to the reader, that's like equivalent to like just sanding the cabinet. It doesn't, you could almost do it without giving it much thought. So, such a long time ago now, I had a couple of boxes of spiral notebooks that were all the journals before I used a keyboard to write. And I was going to go through and find what I thought was worth keeping and type it into a computer. And this was a writing mode, and I could do it. There was no such thing as writer's block while I had this project going, because it was a matter of all the material was there. A couple of boxes of spiral notebooks, and I would just go through and cherry pick. That was one of the greatest writing experiences of my life. I would take this chunky laptop to a cafe and I'd have one or two of these dog-eared spiral notebooks and I'd start to type it, and that practice was immune to writer's block. The material was already there. I was just finding what I liked and keeping it by typing it into the computer. I will make more of these videos, especially if you hit the subscribe button, the bell. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I hope you feel it. I hope you feel the inspiration today. Have a great day.